Southern California's Inland Talk Express is KCAA.
All righty. Good afternoon, people. Welcome back to Talkaholics. This time we're actually back on the radio station on KCAA, and we're on. Just remind you guys, it is 10:50 a.m. or 106.5 FM. If you guys do not have a radio nearby, you can always listen to us at KCAA in the App Store and on Google Play as well. So, it's been a while since we're back actually here in our in the actual studio. We've been majority of the times we've been actually from our studio in Temecula. Just been a lot busy with a bunch of our sponsors and a bunch of our customers as well. We've been trying to help a bunch of our people in the veteran community, and this actually is something that just happened this past week. We were sponsors of a poker charity tournament for veterans. We were at the post, the American Legion Post 262 in Fontana. I really want to give a shout to a bunch of our vendors that were there. Everyone there was basically very, they were very friendly, and they're there to support our veteran community. So I myself is also a disabled veteran, so I am part of that community as well. So I do appreciate those type of like efforts, those programs, and those events that do support our community. And for the people that don't know what the American Legion and the BFWs do, they're more like an advocate for veterans. They help them with like the VA benefits, GI Bill, anything that has to do with VA healthcare, and even with some of the claims too. So a lot of the things that I do, they do it in their own way. We are gonna try to go to more of these posts. Like I said, this one was in Fontana. The post was 262. I just don't want to mess it up. Was 262, and I really want to give some thanks to. Give me 1 second. I don't want to butcher their names or anything like that. So I want to give a shout out. I want to give a shout out to one of them is Virginia. She does jerky. It is Jerk V Jerky. She has 22 flavors. She is a local vendor. You guys can look her up in Instagram at Jerk V, and that's V as in Victor, _jerky.
You said how many flavors?
22 flavors, actually.
Ooh, and what was your favorite, man?
I was actually not able to try it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
Unfortunately, I was not able to try it, but she does have 22 flavors. The other person that we did have, her name is Maite, but her handle on Instagram is frutas_la_toxiquita, and that is spelled FRUTAS_LA_TOXIQUITA. And she does a lot of gummies, a lot of like the Hispanic also, where they're like a little spicy. So that's another one too. Please follow them on their Instagram. The next one is a special one too, because this person, their business, it's also a veteran owned and operated. It's called Warrior Dog Spirit, and that you can follow them at Warrior Dog Spirit _CCO. And they are a whiskey with a purpose. Every bottle sold helps match veterans and first responders with service dogs and supports a military canine retiree with dignity. With dignity. Disabled combat veteran owned and operated, and then they ship nationwide. I actually shout out to Jose. He's a tocayo, and for people who don't understand or don't know what tocayo means, tocayo is like, no, you share the same name. So shout out to him. I have actually one of the bottles that they have in their inventory. This one is a Stubby Sergeant, and it's a blended light whiskey, aged for 8 years. So again, have a look for them. Check them out. Warrior Dog Spirit _CCO. The next one, we have Iron Flame, and they are at iron.flame on Instagram. They are a street kitchen Monday to Sunday, 6 p.m. to 1 a.m. So if anyone gets the munchies, their location is 9868 Belgrave Avenue, and that is in Jurupa Valley. They also do catering for hibachi, sushi, tacos, pasta, Mexican food, and seafood. I actually got to meet the owner of the Iron Flame. Really good guy. Again, iron.flame. If you guys want to follow them on Instagram. The next one I got, it's Kaylee's Cookies.jar, and that is KAYLISCOOKIE.jar. She's actually a 20-year-old student that started her own business, and she does a lot of pastries, and she is located in Yucaipa, but tried to make all over for SoCal for events, birthday parties, and she's trying to basically help herself go through college and all these things too. So again, go and support them. She also has a TikTok. You guys can reach out to her in TikTok, and her TikTok is KAYLISCOOKIE.jar. I have also, yes. So Carl _street_food. They do a lot of street food, and they can please follow them in that handle again. And then you can also contact them at 760-534-1838. And then you can book with them. They can hear you guys in the, if you say too that you heard this particular segment in the radio, they get a 10% discount. So again, 760-534-1838. 760-534-1838. Carl's _street_food. Delicious food, by the way. I had a burger from them. I also had a hot dog. Really good, really delicious. Special thanks as well to the organizer of this event. Her name is Anna. I'm about to get her information here. Ana Maria Salguero Estrada. Her handle on Instagram is Ana ANALYN Adventures. So all that one word. She is also she does a coordinations for events, and then she does a lot of charities. She is being in charge. She's the CEO of Annaline Creations. Again, she does a lot of the promotions for this. She was the one that kind of put together this event with the help also of special shout out to Tina. She is the post commander for the American Legion Post 262. If you guys want to continue supporting these type of events, please, go to your local post, American Legion, BFW, anything that supports our veteran community. They are always welcomed for, donations and stuff like that. Thanks to things like this, they help support our veteran community, as well as even our active duty community. They still can be part of it. But I have some other folks here too. I have Yolanda Ortega. She does a lot of pre-need funeral consultants. Her office is in, I want to say she said that she was in Hesperia, so give her a shout. She is bilingual, and her cell phone number is 760-596-2034. Again, let them know that you heard their information here at Talkaholics, and they might give you a discount. I got Carl. Another one too that we had was Crispy Sips. They do sodas. Man, this was so delicious. Like, they did kind of like a creamsicle soda. It was so good. So you can follow them at Crispy Sips, and that is CRIISPYSIPSS. If you want to get them, also they do catering. They're available for pickup, delivery, baby showers, private events, graduations, birthday. Their contact information is 909-996-0555. Again, Crispy Sips, super cool. I think I already had Valerie's. Yep. So that was it for right now. I do want to show one of the banners that Anna actually gave us. We were one of the sponsors, and for the people that are tuning in, obviously, if you're in the radio, you might not be able to see this, right? But if you are, we're currently live right now at More Ways Jose TikTok. We are hoping to get at least some followers on our TikTok for Talkaholics 411. That way we can go on online or on live. That way we can show you guys what we're talking about. But I kind of want to show you guys here what we got from Anna. So Anna, thank you. This means a lot to us. We did get our certifications too, some certs from you guys. Again, the biggest sponsor was the Financial Architects here in Chino Hills. Our company, the Spartans Financial, which is a sub-company from the Financial Architects, and then of course myself too. We were the sponsors for this event. One of the sponsors for this event. The other people that I mentioned, they were also sponsors. They were also giving their contribution to this event, and ultimately they were helping our veteran community. So, with that being said, there was a lot of things that we were talking with Tina, the post commander, and it kind of brought me back to why I'm doing this, right? The reason why I'm doing this is because I do see that there is a lot of misinformation. There is a lot of non-information on our veteran side and our military side too, and obviously their families as well. So people, if you guys are military members or you guys have families, you guys are families of veterans, please go to these places. They will help you guys get some information for whatever is it that you guys might need. We're going to try to go to majority of the posts around our area, meaning Temecula, Manatee, Murrieta, Paris, Moreno Valley, Riverside area, Corona, Fontana. We are going to start going to all these posts, and we're going to have a lot more of like seminars that are dedicated for their veterans and their families to help them continue protecting their assets, continue protecting themselves, and then basically just give information that is very useful for our veteran community. Sorry, I'm going to remove the whiskey because then I'm going to try to drink it. Here it is again, Whiskey Warrior Dog. This is not a paid advertisement, but I am shouting him out. But yes, again, going back, it was a very good experience. I do see that a majority of our the sponsors that were there, we did have a bunch of veterans that were owners of these businesses. So it's always cool and it's always good to continue supporting, veteran owned and operated businesses. One of the biggest things too, if you guys want to know a lot more about these things, if you are a business owner and you are a veteran, disabled veteran, family of a veteran or military member, send us a message. Remember, it's 360-3025. If you guys want to contact Talkaholics. If you guys want to contact here on the radio show, it is 909-383-1000. Again, that is 909-383-1000. Those are the lines for here on the show. And then if you guys want to send us a text, 714-360-3025. Please, I would love to, give you guys a shout out, have you guys here on the show. I want to know more from you guys. What were the struggles opening a business, and then what hurdles did you guys have to go through to maintain a business? Because I know it's not easy, and I say that from experience. I am, like I said, a disabled veteran as well myself, so I understand how hard it is to basically to maintain a business, right? Give me 1 second. Something's going on over here. Alrighty. So I see that we do have some folks on More Ways Jose. One of the things, like I said, that it was kind of cool was that, the community, the partnership between our veteran community and the need for us to go and talk to them a lot more. It is a very vulnerable community too, because majority of the people that go into these posts or these organizations too, sometimes they tend to be older folks. And when I spoke with Tina, I kind of understood a lot of things too that she was she was telling me. And people that do financial services or they do business with us, when I mean with us, is like veterans, or even like other type of like groups, like kind of like myself. I'm also a Hispanic guy, right? So if we are a very kind of like a vulnerable group when it comes to like the veterans and the Hispanic community, and it's not because we're not educated, it's because we sometimes are misguided, right? So I know that when we were speaking with her, she was telling us that there were some folks that have gone to this this post in particular, and it was more of like, okay, we're just gonna give you something, and then you guys are just gonna give your information, and then they just started just like bombarding them with just like requests and things like that. The biggest thing is that majority of these people that were going into these events or these posts, they were not vetting themselves, so they're not seeing it in a way that it's like also what affected them. They don't have, in a sense, kind of like a connection to this the veteran community, or like even the people that are in these type of posts, right? Give me 1 second, guys.
KCAA.
And now, the voices of KCAA with an exciting announcement.
Want to hear NBC News or KCAA anywhere you go?
Well, now there's an app for that.
KCAA is celebrating 25 years and our silver anniversary with a brand new app.
The new KCAA app is now available on your smart device, cell phone, in your car, or any place.
Just search KCAA on Google Play or in the Apple Store.
One touch and you can listen on your car radio, Bluetooth device, Android Auto, or Apple CarPlay.
Catch the KCAA buzz in your earbuds or on the streets, celebrating 25 years of talk, news, and excellence with our new KCAA app.
Just do it and download it. KCAA, celebrating 25 years.
KCAA.
All right, guys, we're back. So just a quick tip. If you guys are recording something and then your alarm starts to sound, it will stop everything. just FYI.
I thought you were a popular person right now.
I thought that too, man. But no, it was my actual alarm for the show. So yeah, I didn't have any of that footage. But hey, you live and you learn. But yeah, we're back again. I do want to say some stuff. Like I said, we were talking about that. Basically being in a very vulnerable group, like the veterans, especially once they're older. It's not saying that they're easier to manipulate, but sometimes the age starts kicking in, and then with all the AI and everything that's happening right now, they can get easily bamboozled. And then this is what we don't want, right? We don't want people being taken advantage of. I don't know if I said that correctly. Yeah, so I don't want people taking advantage of other folks, right? So especially with my veteran community, I'm very protective because I am one of them. I am part of that community, and it's always good to have somebody that can, kind of like fact check all those things, because Tita was asking me a lot of things. They're like, what do you think about this? And some of the information that they provided to them was, correct, but it gets to a point where if it's too much for the veteran, it's like, you don't want to be pushing a lot of things that they don't need, So a lot of information that we are going to be starting providing with them, at least starting with the post 262, is going to be the pre-needs, stuff that our veterans already are entitled to, but majority of them don't know what they actually are entitled to, or what what their benefits are, how to utilize their benefits, how does their benefit works for themselves, and how the benefit works for, let's say, their loved ones. Because if they're like, they have a spouse or they have children, some of these benefits, they can get passed down from one generation to another. So we're there to kind of like, guide you guys. So we will start doing some seminars with them. At least we're going to start with post American Legion, post 262. If they're at their address, I'm going to give it to you guys. If you guys want to give them also a call and, let them know that you guys heard from them at this show, that'll mean a lot to us as well, because they know, that we're spreading the word. Their number is 909-246-2564, and that is American Legion Post 262. If you guys are close to the Fontana area, you guys are veterans or family of veterans, their address is 15840 Foothill Boulevard in the city of Fontana. The zip code is 92335. Again, that is 15840 Foothill Boulevard, Fontana, 92335. Please give him a shout. If you guys can support your local veteran foundations, BFWs, American Legions. Anything helps. Even volunteering with them helps them, because they do have, some of them have, kitchens, they have bars, they have stuff like that to serve and to give back to the veteran community. So again, if you guys can, go out there, support those posts, and they're everywhere. Every city usually has one, or at least every county has one or two. They usually have BFWs and then American Legions. So, go and support them. There are other resources out there, kind of like the Wounded Warrior Project, but the ones that are local, we have those in every city, or most of every city, and that's American Legions or BFWs. Man, I'm lost of words right now. Oh yeah, so that was a good experience. Loved it. We had some people that came to that poker tournament. With that being said, if you guys also want to do something like that for your veteran communities, or even for any community in general, let us know. Again, we can put you guys in contact with people that are vendors that would love to go and then participate in these type of events, whether it be like charity events or whether that be any other type of event where they can, showcase what they offer. We would love to be part of that. That includes myself. I'll be able to go. Like, again, I live in the city of Paris, but I travel all the way to Fontana just to be able to be part of this organization and this event. Again, biggest shout to Tina. If you're listening, Tina, cool. If you're not listening, still cool. All right. Another thing that I did actually encounter today. Again, if you guys don't know, I live in the city of Paris, every city has a chamber of commerce. Ours has obviously the Paris Chamber of Commerce. Today we actually had a very good. It could be called like a seminar, right? It was about like leadership. I'm gonna show you guys this book that they gave us. Give me 1 second. You're good. All right. The book, it's called The 17 Indisputable Laws of Teamwork. So for people that are, seeing us, for people that are on TikTok, we went over this book, and it's very interesting because in the topic of like the military, John Maxwell is the author of this book. There's another book called also the 21 Irrefutable Laws of Leadership. That's also a very good book that we've been reading lately. And then Power is another book that I'm reading as well. It is so good. If you guys want to have like, a good book to read, so either from John Maxwell, the 17 Indisputable Laws of Teamwork, or the 21 Irrefutable Laws of Leadership, or Power. Power is not from Maxwell. But essentially, what we were going over today, right, was the laws of kind of like how these laws are tied up also with a lot of things that we do. A lot of things that this book shows are very tied to the military. One of the things that we were talking about was like the first law of significance, right? So what is your dreams? What do you normally like to do? What is it that inspires you? What is it that makes you feel who you are? The other law that we were going over to was the law of the big picture. The goal is more important than the role. Things like that. It was like so cool. Like I saw a lot of things that kind of like, wanted me to go back to the military. You see a lot of things that are not structured properly, or we were going over some like, things that we have seen in our lifetime, either whether that be either like, like people in every industry, because all this, honestly, if you are a good leader, you're supposed to be a good, like, be a good teammate as well, present yourself obviously with dignity, and then provide a good example to your fellow teammates, and then at the end, his name, man, I want to say it was Jerry Sepulveda. He is the one of the representatives for Paris Chamber of Commerce. He is part of also another financial services firm. Again, that's what I had a conversation with him, and then we were basically talking about people saying that, there's competition, just because there's another person that does the same thing in the same room that you're in, doesn't mean that they're competition, there's enough for everyone to help everyone achieve their goals. So whether they do it in a different capacity, obviously, it really depends on what their company can offer and what the limits are. And then we were talking to some of my folks that were in there too, and they were actually not present there afterwards, but we were talking about the 21 Irrefutable Laws of Leadership, and we're talking about the law of the lid. And then it's so important to understand this law, which basically means it's like, if you have a jar, right? So the law of the lid means that, that you are capped at a certain level of leadership, or like the level of, of what you can offer to others. So, it has a rule like, how do you see yourself as a leader from the scale from like, 0 or 1 through 10, and whatever number you choose, you're normally seeing yourself 1 or 2 numbers over that, right? So it's like, if I say that I'm like an 8, I'm most likely probably like around like a 6 or a 7. So this was very important for me because I did see a lot of changes with when I realized, what this meant. If you are let's say in my sense, if I'm like a 7 as a leader, that means that I cannot teach whoever are in my team or my colleagues or my associates anything further than a 7, because that's what my knowledge is capped off, right? So in order for you to expand, in order for you to be able to know, have more knowledge, or better yourself, you have to hang out with people that are higher than you. Let's say if I'm a 7 and I want to be able to expand myself and be a better leader, well, I'm gonna have to move out of my comfort zone and then go straight to, like, let's say the 10s, because at that point you're learning from the best people in the industry, or as a mentor, whatever it is. But then your lid, or your cap, goes higher now at that point, if that makes sense, right? So and that basically, I don't know if you guys have heard or know about like the rule of 5. If you're in a group of people, let's say they're all doing dumb stuff, well, obviously eventually you'll be the 6th person who's going to be continue doing dumb stuff, right? Or if you are in a group of people that are super smart, eventually it's going to rub off. So the law of attraction as well is very important there too, because depending on how you want to do it, if you're like an entrepreneur, and the whole reason why I'm saying all this stuff is because if you're an entrepreneur, you need to continue expanding your knowledge. You need to continue hanging out with folks that are in the same wavelength that you are, that are going for the same mission, that are going for at least to try to achieve better than what they're currently doing. Because if not, you'll become stagnant, and then at that point is like those are like the dream killers. I did have other conversations with other owners or business owners at this meeting at the Chamber of Commerce in Paris, and majority of us had the same, I guess, concept, right? I realized some of the flaws that I have. Thanks to this book, like dissecting this book, it's like some of the things that I know that I have been struggling with, or prior to trying to create a team, things that I do struggle with is giving instructions. I know that my wife would always say this. She's like, yeah, man, you're not good at giving instructions. But I feel like it's different, because if you already know how you've seen it in your brain, sometimes it's hard to put it into words, right? Especially if you have been doing certain things for the longest time, it becomes second nature. So sometimes it's harder for you to explain to another person what is it that you're actually trying to do, or trying to have them do, right? Hey, Adrian, thanks for the like. Oh man, I just had a really brain fart right now. Delegation. There you go. That was the word that I was looking for. One of the biggest things that I know that for myself that I've been dealing with is delegation. So delegation is also kind of like, you want to keep control of what you know, and it's hard, but in order for you to actually create a team and have a team that supports you, you need to be able to delegate. Yes, you can be a solopreneur, you can do stuff all by yourself, but it gets to a point where it's going to take you just so far, right? With a team, you'll go further and you'll do better things too, because again, you're multiplying yourself, and then you're basically, how they say, you multiply and conquer, right? It's better because if not, you get to burn yourself in every aspect, mentally, physically, financially. So it always is good to create a team, but one of the biggest things that I know that, like I said, we were talking also in this group setting, it was about delegation. A lot of people are bad, delegating. And the reason why that is because, again, they know exactly what they want. They know exactly what they want to happen in their business. And it's hard for them to understand that some other person might come up with either a better plan or stuff like that. Or if they see that it's not going the way that they were expecting it, then at that point it becomes a challenge, and it becomes more like you know what, I'd rather not give you this delegation, and I'll take it back, right? I know we had a business owner there where he kind of was saying too that ego plays a big role when it comes to this, because let's say a person that is older than you is the owner of this company, and then you come in, you have fresh ideas, you have all these things, you are capable of doing a lot of things, and you're just throwing ideas to them. So a lot of people sometimes think, or majority of the times, people that are older, they think that you're just because you're younger, that you're trying to either take away their position, or steal their ideas or stuff like that. But I feel like that's more like an older generation type of thinking, because at least the people that I've known, we are helping each other, we are collaborating with each other, regardless, even if you are in the same industry. And I see this even with the CEO of the Financial Architects, Manny Soto. He's very good friends with Patrick Bet-David, right? So stuff like that. They are, friends. They are in the same industry, or they were in the same industry, and it's there's no rivalry up there, And it's true what they say as well too, is that envy doesn't come from above, it comes from below. So if you are in a higher position, majority of times, if you have the right mindset, you are trying to help people, come up with you, instead of, trying to push them down. And a lot of people don't think that way. A lot of entrepreneurs, they tend to be very on the defense side, and they think that there's everyone's out there to get them, when if you already have that mentality, most likely you are the person that's trying to get other people, their stuff. So you attract what you are and how you think. Positive people always attract more positive people. Negative people, they tend, because it's so easy, and it's true what Jerry was saying, Jerry Sepulveda. It's so easy to be negative. It's actually harder to be, nicer. It's so easy to go into a place and then start saying all the bad things about it. But sometimes, or 9 times out of 10, by the way, I like that word a lot. 9 times out of 10, people that are very negative is because they're experiencing something in their lives that is most likely affecting them, and that's why they're seeing everything in a negative way. And some people tend to, to magnify their feelings, or trying to express their feelings, and then everyone feels it around you, right? I don't know if you guys ever heard, or when people say oh, that person's gives me really bad vibes. So that is actually a thing, right? If you believe in Wi-Fi, and you believe in internet and all these things, all these are wavelengths, that we are, receiving. Even right now, people that are listening to us on the radio, all these are wavelengths. And then how is it possible for my voice to travel and then to wherever we are around here, and then you guys hear me? The same way it happens to when it comes to feelings. If a person is negative, anyone else can feel it around you guys, because you become a kind of like a magnet, or you become an amplifier. So again, don't be a negative Nancy. Don't be stuff like that. If you are a entrepreneur and then you want to know more about how to open a business, or if you already have a business, how to make it more of an more professional or more legal way, you should say. Every city, same thing as BFWs and American Legions, every city has a chamber of commerce. So please look up in your own city, your Chamber of Commerce, they help you network with people that is going to assist you in a multitude of things. You get classes like this. Like I said, the class that we attended today, it helps just our community. Hi, Viviana. I don't know if you're still live, but yeah, it is so crucial to be part of these type of groups. And again, just always remember the law of the lid. If you want to expand that, I guess, your cap, make sure you hang out with people that you want to one day be like, right? Because again, not to sound like, like arrogant or anything like that too, but it's like, I feel like I've felt myself before hanging out with and this might be go for everyone too, right? Whenever you come back, let's say you go, especially like, people that are in the military, then whenever you come back to your families, to like your home station, or like, from where you're from, it's different because everyone else, they have been, forming their own groups, and you're kind of like the outsider. And at that point, you can actually feel it because they have a lot of things in common that you don't have anymore. So, and that's also why it's very important to be part of these type of groups, whether that be like, BFWs, American Legions, Chamber of Commerce, whatever is fitting your need, there is groups out there that can guide you and help you go through all these things, right? Again, for military members, veterans, there's a bunch of them. Look them up. For people that are going to be, or that are entrepreneurs right now, Chamber of Commerce. If you're a Latino, if you're a Hispanic person, there's usually a Hispanic or Latino, Latin Chamber of Commerce around your city. Join, be part of it. Sometimes memberships are like free, or they're very affordable. Join these type of programs, and trust me, within a couple of times that you go, you'll see the biggest difference. Because again, everyone that goes there to all these groups, you're just there to support each other, to give you guys tools to better yourselves as a leader, to better yourselves as a team member, just to better yourselves as a person, and again, John Maxwell, 17 Indisputable Laws of Teamwork. If you guys are looking for a book to read, this is a good one. I think that next week we're most likely going to be having someone that did come to us on the Spanish side. Again, just to remind you guys, Talkaholics, we do the English version here on the radio live, and then we do have our own, like the Hispanic side of it. Same thing, same concept, same topics on the Hispanic side. We will bring on board later on with us, it will be on the Medicare side. I want you guys to know what Medicare is. I want you guys to, if you guys have questions, please, send them to us. But yeah, Medicare, we'll talk a little more about pre-needs. We will talk more about taxes. We will talk about more about like how to create your own LLC if you need an LLC. What's an S corp, what's an EIN, and then on my side, we will be talking a lot more about first-time home buyers. We will bring people that are on the real estate side. We will also bring people that are on the estate planning side. We will give you guys a rundown of what's the difference between a living trust and just having a will by itself, how to protect yourself, how to protect your families. I will bring more people as well on the veteran side. His last name is Fritz. For him, he has his own thing that he helps veterans right now. He has his own show, his own things that he's like pushing. He's not in California, but I will have him later on here on the radio, here on our show. That way he can continue, pushing that information to our veteran community. And again, anything else that you guys want us to talk about, that you guys are curious about. I know that one of the biggest topics that I've been pushing as well is credit repair, and basically the difference between a debt consolidation and then credit repair. For the people that do follow us on our social media and YouTube, our videos are starting to, be trickling down already. We did have Ruby that she's been doing credit repair with us. We will continue having her on the show because I feel like for the Hispanic community and just the community in general, it is very important to continue educating ourselves when it comes to the financial side of things. A lot of people think that it's like, okay, it's just a certain race, a certain, ethnicity that they're savvy when it comes to, finances. And no, actually, this is for everyone and anyone. If you have a pulse, you should be, understanding, or should be actually, wanting to learn more about this, because at the end of the day, kind of what we said last time, there's two things that are inedible. That was a bad word right there. Taxes and death. Those are two things that we cannot escape. So we will try to help you guys reduce taxes in any way, shape, or form that we can. Obviously, we're not going to help you, avoid death, because everyone's going for that. But unless you are, immortal. So, but yeah. Anyways, I want to give you guys again our social tags, and that is Talkaholics 411. Please follow us on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, and Facebook. We cannot continue doing stuff like this without your support. I know that I have a lot of folks now too that are from that event that are started following us too. If you guys please can share our information, it will be grateful. It will help us continue providing information, helpful information to you guys, our communities. Keep us involved with you guys. And again, if you guys have any questions, concerns, comments, I don't know, anything, anything you guys want to show us or give us, you guys know our social is Talkaholics 411. Or you can send us a message to 714-360-3025. And until next time, stay safe.
Community Matters. Smiles for Seniors is a nonprofit in Yucaipa that serves low-income seniors in both Riverside and San Bernardino counties. Catherine Seriani works hard to assist seniors who are struggling. Catherine shares how the program works and who may be eligible.
So what we do, and you do have to be very low income for our program, we help low-income seniors when they can't afford to buy food. We help with medication, medical equipment, utility bills. We'll help with rent. It's basic necessities needed to survive and emergency situations. That's what we do here. For a single person, you can't make over $1,500 a month. And you'd be surprised, most of our seniors make around $900 a month. They're really struggling. For two or more combined, it's $3,000 a month. So they would just have to call our office, and we'll make sure they qualify. And the qualifications are simple. You have to be a senior, 65 and over, or 60 and disabled. And then there just has to be a need, emergency situation. We recently just helped a homeless lady and her little chihuahua. They were living on the side of the 10 freeway in a tent. So we got her the resources she needed. Now she's going to be able to get, affordable housing. She's able to get her ID and all the documents needed to get HUD. Her and her little dog are safe in a nice little home now.
Smiles for Seniors holds 3 events each year. In May, they hold their Umbrella Awards, where they honor individuals who have given back to their community. In the fall, they hold their Bowl-a-thon, where bowlers of all ages and skill set are invited to have fun, eat pizza, and bowl to raise money to support seniors. And during the Christmas holiday season, they hold their Stockings for Seniors holiday program. They provide presents and holiday stockings for residents in nursing homes. Smiles for Seniors work year-round to raise money that provides the funding to continue to support seniors in need. So what's Catherine's takeaway? What does she want the community to really understand about seniors?
I'd like people to know that our seniors are struggling. Maybe check on your neighbors, check on your parents, your grandparents. They need you. A lot of them aren't going to say anything. They're very proud, but they do need help. Not easy for anybody out these days with the price of gas and food, but especially for our seniors who don't have that chance to get any extra income.
To volunteer, donate, visit their website at smilesthenombur4seniors.org. For Community Matters, I'm Lillian Vasquez.
Miss your favorite show? Download the podcast at kcaaradio.com.
This is KCAA.
NBC News on KCAA Loma Linda, sponsored by Teamsters Local 1932, protecting the future of working families. Teamsters1932.org.
Up on the web at o'harare.com. If you need any type of construction work done, call O'Hara Homes at the same number, 281-373-3393. Davy Crockett ended up being an historical figure in Texas history and embodied the Texas spirit. God bless America and God bless Texas.
The voice of Texas.